Great by Choice is Jim Collins' archival pairwise study to determine why some companies are able to succeed in chaotic and unforgiving conditions while others fail. In it, they identify what they would call as 10x leaders, those that are able to build extraordinary companies that outperform their industry by standards of 10. These leaders are able to acknowledge uncertainty and act accordingly. They minimize the damage of uncertainty by having fanatical disciplines. This means that they have target ranges with a lower and upper bound. Because they have the discipline to reach the lower bound during hard times, they are able to have consistent growth, and the discipline do not exceed the upper bounds during good times means that they are not overexhausting resources, which could become necessary when bad times occur. Fanatical leaders also set key performance indicators that are particular to their company and are not influenced by outside pressures. They also do not get distracted or go off target pursuing attractive but irrelevant opportunities. Empirical creativity is akin to the MVP being created quickly, often, and iterated according to the customer needs. Whereas Steve Blank likes to say, you must get out of the building, you must create a hypothesis, get out of the building, collect data, and refine them accordingly. They refer to this in the book as fire, bullets, and then cannonballs. In a market-based economy, it is critical to focus your research on understanding the customer, their pains, gains, and the jobs that they are trying to solve, so that you may have a good market product fit when you do put your resources behind one. Successful leaders create a hypothesis and test them, and meet potential customers to get feedback. Rule number 4 in finding fertile ground is to identify and satisfy real market needs, to not make assumptions and allocate precious resources unless you have empirical evidence to do so. A good means of doing this is to meet with customers and conduct customer discovery. Productive paranoia is leading above the line. This means that you do not overextend yourself and make yourself vulnerable to changes of conditions that could result in you not being able to recover your company. It means searching for more information as an effective means to minimize risk, as according to finding fertile ground, and minimizing the magnitude of investments into inflexible capital which could not be used in changing landscapes. Being prepared for the worst can be done by maintaining cash reserves, minimizing the amounts of risk that you take, and being a keen observer of the changing dynamic landscape. It is not necessarily important what you do during times that are difficult that makes the difference of success. It is how you are prepared for it beforehand. Specific methodological inconsistency are operating frameworks that, through the incorporation of the 3 traits of 10x company builders, allows leaders to implement a stable process to ensure the success and longevity of the organization. It is akin to the constitution of the organization and could be amended accordingly to the changing landscape. As defined by Collins, luck is an unpredictable event that occurs outside of the organization's control, and it is equally distributed amongst everyone. In order to survive bad luck, a company must be prepared for such events prior to them occurring. Collins introduces the concept of return on luck, which is where a company has embedded the characteristics of 10x companies and is positioned to capitalize on good luck when it is present and minimize bad luck when it occurs. Surviving chaotic environments is heavily dependent on how one is prepared to deal with the elements that are unpredictable and out of one's control. Microsoft is an important company in the case study, from which period of 1975 to 2002. As a company, Microsoft never strayed too far from its core business of Windows and Microsoft Office. When it did expand its product line, it did so in stepwise progression in order to complement its core business. Productive paranoia has allowed the company not to stray too far from its core business and has prepared many contingency plans as possible, as was noted by the Nightmare Memo scenario indicated in the book. This also meant that Bill Gates was a diligent leader in his leading the company and not straying too far and overextending the growth of the company. Microsoft was able to succeed because it was entered a pristine market when it did so. Malcolm Gladwell in Outliers pointed out that Microsoft is successful due to its entrance into the market at the perfect time. He was aware of the environment, Bill Gates, and capitalized on social and technological evolutions that were currently happening, thus creating a software company at the pristine moment to create a software company. It's his ability to identify valuable opportunity and increase his return on luck that created Microsoft. Microsoft was created at a time after most of the uneconomical R&D had occurred and used that technology to transition it into the consumer market. It was created to satisfy a real and growing demand that was not currently being solved prior to an industry standard being established. The company was small and nimble until it validated its ideas enough to put much resources behind its execution. Since it has been established, it created many small bets compared to its cash reserves, and although it has seen some failures, was able to win big on others. The Zune, for example, was a failure of its product line expansion, but due to its empirical and paranoid attempt, it did not fully invest too much of its resources into it and was able to survive its failure. However, the company has done each regression in a logical, stepwise manner, trying to establish its strategy of a cross-platform experience for its users. The company has never been too enticed by attractive yet irrelevant opportunities, and has thus been able to survive many years, even its creation during a recession. Thank you.